All right, so let's talk about the writing strategy. I discovered this a few years ago as a tool to use for students, and it is absolutely amazing. It definitely helps you guys learn how to basically structure your paragraphs and how to incorporate the information that you find. So I find a lot of students, when it comes to using sources, they end up with these quotes and whatever else that they find that they're like, this is cool, I want to put it in there in whatever it is that you're writing. But then they're like, I don't know where to put it in there or how to make it flow, anything like that. And so it's just kind of like confetti. It's just like, I'll just throw them and figure out wherever they fall, then let's just call it cool. Which is no, which is a terrible idea. So I found the writing strategy, and it really helps you guys figure out how to structure each paragraph to make it flow well. It takes a lot of the guesswork out of how to where these quotes need to go and what do I say next kind of thing. I do have another video about how to introduce the quotes. So make sure you watch this one and the other one. But I do 100%, if I can say it, expect you guys to have, this is how your paragraphs are structured. So make sure you're paying attention, because when I get your paper, if it doesn't follow that, and I'm like, well, where's your TS? And if you don't know what a TS is, then you need to just keep watching the video. So here we go. So the writing strategy. So this is for the body paragraphs of your essay. So your intro and conclusion, totally different. So this is just for your body paragraphs. And you'll use this on any type of paper where you are incorporating any kind of source information. So first you have your topic sentence. So as you know, your topic sentence, that basically tells the reader what your whole paragraph will be about, right? It's got your main idea in there. It is your it's a statement that is saying, this is what this paragraph is about. But you are not going to say, this paragraph is about blah, blah, blah. So don't do that either. And then the next thing are the concrete details. So that's another component. So think of this as being like a recipe. It's like a chocolate chip cookie recipe. So you have to know what ingredients you need before you make the cookies, right? So these are your ingredients first. So your topic sentence, then your concrete details, and concrete details can include any of those things: facts, specific details, examples, proof, reasons, evidence, quotes. All of those are concrete details. So I often refer to them as a CD, like when I'm writing notes on your, like if I'm grading papers and stuff, I'll say, don't forget your CD. So the next thing is commentary. So this is where a lot of people, students, even non-students who are writing something, this can be a struggle because it sounds scary. It sounds very official, and I don't know how to do that kind of thing. And it's just basically you putting your 2 cents in about the concrete detail. So commentary can also be known as or include the following. So analysis, explanation, discussion, interpretation, opinion, insight, or personal response. So below it says, for every concrete detail, write at least 2 sentences of commentary. Try to follow this formula: topic sentence, 1 concrete detail, 2 commentary, 1 concrete detail, 2 commentary. So I sum it up as TS, CD, CM, CM, CD, CM, CM. So I just break it down, which I will post that for you guys too, just to kind of give you guys an outline to help you along the way if you need it. So here's an example here of this in action. So let's start. So the Chinese cultural tradition of filial piety is honored by the main character, Lin Do Zhang, in the red candle. So that is the TS. That's the topic sentence. That's telling you what the rest of this paragraph is about. The next says, Lindo's parents arranged her marriage to Tian Yu and she was, quote, determined to honor her parents' words. So Huang Tai Tai could never accuse her mother of losing face. So what was that? That was a quote, right? So it's a quote that automatically tells you that's a concrete detail. So there's your one concrete detail. Then the next sentence, starting here. So she is respectful and obedient to her future husband and mother-in-law, even though they are critical and rude. And then there's another sentence. She goes through with the marriage out of sacred respect for her mother and family's reputation. So we've got two sentences there. Those are the two commentary. Okay. So it is you could say, let's say that falls more with a little bit of insight and a little bit of interpretation of what's going on here. So she is respectful. That's it. The writer saying, I consider her being respectful and obedient to her, family or future family, even though they are rude. And then it goes on to say, she goes through with the ceremony out of sacred respect. So that's giving this author, the writer of this paragraph, is giving their own interpretation, their own 2 cents on this particular concrete detail, on this quote. Okay, so we've already had one topic sentence, we've had one concrete detail, and we've had 2 commentary. So guess what's next? One concrete detail. So where were we? Okay, so then it says, Linda even finds a way to, quote, escape this marriage without breaking her promise to her family. So the quotes are way easy for you guys to figure out if it's a concrete detail because it's a quote already. Sometimes it'll be facts or statistics. So sometimes they won't be quotes, right? Because sometimes you can paraphrase the information, correct? So this is your one concrete detail. And I guess, the next 2 sentences will be the 2 commentary. So she plans an elaborate lie so that Huang Tai Tai would be the one to annul the marriage contract and her parents would not be shamed. So that's more of insight and interpretation into what's going on. And says she successfully moves to America and starts her own life without breaking the social expectations of filial piety. So having not read this, I do not know what, I have not read The Red Candle. You might have read The Red Candle and you might have more insight into this. But this is the commentary giving, this is less of a little bit of the writer's own 2 cents, but also just explaining what's going on. So it's explanation of this quote here of what's happening here. That is all you have to do for a paragraph. And so each body paragraph follows that. So aside from having your outline, you have your outline to kind of keep you in check as you write, to make sure you're not, going down the rabbit hole with talking in circles and, this idea, next idea that comes into your brain. So your outline keeps you in check. But then following this, the writing strategy, that 100% will help you stay in check and write in a more seamless fashion and far less struggle for you to try to figure out what to put where. And let's go back to me. Okay, so like I said earlier about this being kind of like, a recipe, say like cookies. So for example, with cookies, you've got your flour, your sugar. We're going to do chocolate chip cookies. So your chocolate chips, if you like peanut butter cookies, cool, add peanut butter, sub the chocolate chips, or sub the peanut butter for the chocolate chips. Vanilla, eggs, blah, blah, blah. So if I said, okay, put a cup of vanilla, and if you've made cookies, that's, if I say put a cup of vanilla and a cup of salt and 1 tablespoon of flour in there, and that's how you make cookies, would that be terrible? Yeah, that would be like some salty vanilla-y soupy grossness. Okay, so the same thing with your paragraph. You don't want salty vanilla-y soupy grossness with your paragraph. You want a solid paragraph that's built properly. So even though you have the right ingredients, doesn't mean that you have the right amounts of them. Okay, so the writing strategy definitely helps you make sure that you have the right amounts of these different pieces, of these different ingredients, to make sure that you form your chocolate chip cookie paragraph. So if you have questions about that, if you need help, please let me know. I do expect you to be using this method for basically the rest of the semester. Also, practice using it in your journal. That is an easy way for you to practice using it in your discussion, because I'm not grading you on your grammar and all of that there. So that's an easy place for you just to start getting used to using this method if you don't already use it. Also, in your other classes, your other teachers will think you are absolute rock star writers by forming full paragraphs like this. I cannot tell you how many times when I taught middle school and high school, I asked for an essay question on a test and I got like a sentence back. Okay, so that's not an essay. So practice this where you can, when you can, and just, the drill. Holler at me if you have questions.